Hello and welcome inside the high school huddle. Along with Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. We get set for the 2024 high school football season with our team previews. Today, we take a look at the Class 5A Guthrie Bluejays. But first, let's hear from our title sponsor, Red River Roofing.
Nothing revitalizes your home faster than new siding. Transform your house into your dream home with Red River Roofing Siding and Windows. Call today for a free inspection.
Yes. Welcome back. The Guthrie Bluejays, 10-2 a year ago. Their two losses, the two teams that played in the state championship game. And Bluejays will have a whole new look defensively, except for in the middle of the defense with Herzl coming back, but he's got a whole cast of new friends this year.
Got a bunch of youngsters out there. I was at Blanchard High School a couple of weeks ago talking to their staff, and Ronnie, you'll be glad to know that I said, now listen, we're a bunch of babies. Take it easy on us. So I'm trying to suck them up a little bit, trying to get them to take it easy on the Blue Jays. But, yeah, no, Guthrie coming off that 10-2 season, of course, 9-3 the year before, 10-2 the year before that. Really had good last 3 years, but, man, you lost all those kids on defense, had some transfers out, lost some kids on offense, going to replace a 3.5-year starter at quarterback, lost a well over 1,000-yard running back. I mean, there's a lot of holes on the offensive side too, but have that great offensive line up front for the Blue Jays.
Ronnie?
Yes, again, Blue Jays lost a lot last year. They're going to be young, both sides of the ball. Herzl will be the man in the middle there to lead the charge on defense. And again, going into last year, if you remember our preview show, we didn't realize how good Kelly Beebe's defense would be going into to last season. We knew they'd be good, but we didn't realize how good they would be. And again, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the defense – I don't think they'll be as good as last year, but I will not be surprised if they actually have an absolutely fantastic year either.
I'm trying to remember last time they weren't good defensively.
Yeah, exactly.
In Guthrie. So, and we'll talk about the regular season here in just a second. It's all about the playoffs. Guthrie has no problem getting the playoffs, and they usually – years past haven't had a hard time winning their first round game. It's always been that second round game. Now they have run into some great second round opponents with McAllister, Collinsville, Dale City in the years past, but we'll see how that plays out. But here we are, the regular season. Talking about the defense, I think Guthrie might be a little bit more two-way players this year than years past. Yeah. Coach Kelly Beebe always takes pride in playing players on one side of the football, but I think he might have some Cooper Walters is one name for sure on the offensive line. I think he'd be great defensive line, and the way Guthrie is conditioned, I think if Guthrie has to go two-way players, I think they'll be just fine. I think they'll be mentally tough for that, ready for that. And Cooper Walters, how about Blake Doles? He can play both sides as well.
Well, Blake's that kid. You think Guthrie football, that's the kind of kid you think about, right? Blake is so much fun to watch. He's tough. He's very athletic, deceptively athletic, and just a great kid. But he's a football player. He'll go get it done for the Blue Jays this year. And then, you talked about the Herzl kid. Of course, he is gotten big. He's a big boy, athletic kid. He can go out and get it done. There's no doubt about that. Defense is going to go as he goes, and he is a man-child. Kellen at 6'2", 220 is what they have him listed at. He's a big boy. He can run.
Yeah, he fills out a baseball uniform in the summertime. Yeah. That's right. He looks like shoulder pads on and
grown man.
Baseball.
Yeah.
As Phil mentioned, Guthrie replacing one of the all-time winning percentage quarterbacks. If you look at the numbers, Guthrie did get some good news in the offseason. Colton Carlock moves in from Ada, a kid that grew up playing Little League football. Family situation took him to Ada. Family situation brings him back to Guthrie. So Guthrie does get the benefit of having a very good athlete at the quarterback spot, something they were looking for to fill. Yeah. I think Carlock will come in and do a good job filling that gap there offensively, as Guthrie's got to find somebody. Zane Thomas ran the football in pickup time. Also had some big carries in the first half in games as well, but he's going to get more carries this year, more higher expectations.
And Zane can scoot. He's got good speed and can go get it done. I think he's going to be a junior this year, so I think he'll be playing with a little more swagger, a little more confidence. Something happens in high school football. You get past that junior year or that sophomore year, you see it every year. These juniors, they start thinking, okay, well, it's my turn. Yeah. And it's just so hopefully Zane will continue to develop.
Zane came up here on media day with that swag.
He had some swag,
I think that's what you're talking about.
He did.
There. So let's take a look at the Guthrie regular season schedule, and it's a pretty good one when you look at a couple of 4A powerhouses in the non-district with Tuttle and Blanchard. Of course, the big game every single year is Carl Albert. You got to find them week 9 of the season. That game will be back at Jelsma. It was an instant classic a year ago when Carl Albert snuck out of the Rock with a 24-21 victory.
Yeah, gosh, when Guthrie just was right there. And, you know, just at that last play of the game, just the best athlete made a great play.
Yeah, if you're looking at the schedule here, again, I have some conversation with some local Guthrie people here, and they're like, man, that early on season schedule is pretty weak. I was like, oh, no.
Weak?
Yeah. I said, no, you're mistaken. You're mistaken.
Not watching high school football.
Tuttle is very, very good. They got a lot of move-ins and transfers as well, and Blanchard won a state championship last year. They were replacing people, but they're still going to be up there in 4A. The preseason pre-district schedule is just as tough as anyone out there. And again, when it all comes down to it, you want those hard district preseason games when you get into district, because that's going to help you win those district games, which ultimately that's all that matters, right? And for the Blue Jays, whatever their record is, I still think they're going to finish number 2 in the district, and they're going to host a home playoff game, and they're going to have an opportunity to finally go win that second round game.
When you look at the schedule, there's 2 state champions on your schedule. That's like, oh, here we go. And Tuttle, a team that many think can be in the state championship game this year. And so there's 3 state championship quality teams. Now, when you look at district play, that's from John Marshall down the rest of the in the non-district. It's a little bit different. Guthrie, Colbert, a staple in district play. All newcomers. Lawton's new, Altus is new, Western Heights is new, El Reno's back, Noble is back. And you look at the non-district schedule. Tuttle, Duncan, Blanchard will get you ready for that for the district portion of the schedule. That Guthrie will be favored in most of those games.
Yeah, they will.
With that being said, it is time for season projections. I'm just going to put them up on the screen here at one time. I think we mentioned we'll talk about Tuttle here in a little bit on another preview, but they got a lot of players returning. They got a lot of players coming back. They got a new stadium, press box. It's a great venue. I got the Blue Jays this year a very respectable 8-2. Remember, they only lost 1 game last year in the regular season. But I think I'm giving the Jays a road victory at Blanchard, at the defending state champions. They lose a little bit, including their quarterback, a very gritty guy. I think Tuttle might be a little too much in the first game of the year. Carl Albert's tough for everybody on their schedule. I'm going 8-2. That puts them number 2 in the district, hosting a first-round playoff game.
Yeah, I've got them 7-3. Man, I almost went 8-2.
Yep.
And I tell you what, if you played Tuttle and Blanchard later in the year, let's say those were district games, I think because Kelly Beebe, he's going to have the kids. They're going to get better. These young kids are going to get game experience. They're going to improve.
Make the adjustments.
Yeah, they'll make some adjustments. The whole thing with Guthrie is they got to stay healthy. They've got to stay healthy. You can say that about everybody, but Guthrie does not have a great deal of depth from top to bottom. But I've got them going 7-3, finishing second in District 5A2 to Carl Albert, and rolling in the playoffs.
Well, I'm actually opposite of Chris. I do think they're going to go 8-2, but I think they beat Tuttle. Okay. I think the Blue Jays beat Tuttle, going off of last year when Guthrie absolutely dominated that game against Tuttle last year, and Tuttle's coming back to the Rock this year, and head coach Kelly Beebe has had all this time to prepare for the Tuttle team. Again, they got better this offseason. McAdoo's coming back. They got some transfers that moved in. But again, I think Guthrie does beat Tuttle. I think it might be Blanchard who trips them up, and then obviously beat Carl Roberts going to be very, very hard for anybody to beat.
I mean, listen, Guthrie could go 9-1. They could go 9-1.
Absolutely.
They could go 9-1.
Absolutely.
I think if I had to pick one, if I'm off, I think 8-2 is probably more likely than 9-1.
Yeah.
But they could go 9-1. They could get a win over Tuttle. Of course, the big difference is Guthrie graduates all those kids from last year that took it to Tuttle.
Yeah. And I think that's why they don't go 9-1 is because they're going to be in diapers in the first 3 weeks of the season.
That's all.
And that's all it is. And again, like you said earlier, if Tuttle and Blanchard are later on down the road, Guthrie has a great opportunity to win those games. But they're so young in the very beginning of the season. Coaches are going to be learning about their players, and the players are going to be learning about how to play. Yep. So there's going to be a whole thing that they're going to be learning in the first 3 weeks.
Potentials, and Tuttle's got to find a quarterback this year. Potential quarterback transfers out, but just for you Guthrie fans, so you have all in front of you. Southmore's quarterback Cruz Campbell transfers in, and C.J. Simon, who put over 1,000 yards in Class 6A football against Moore, has transferred into Tuttle. So that's a good little 1-2 transfer in.
Yeah.
That Guthrie's going to have.
Doesn't suck.
Yeah. So Tuttle, many think can make the state championship run. Many think will be in the championship game. So we'll see how it all plays out this year. But we all three got them hosting a first-round playoff game.
I got them second and 5A too.
Yep.
All right, it'll be interesting to find out how it unfolds. We ask that you join us every Wednesday night of the high school football season right here on our channel, Second Banana Media. We go live at 6 o'clock, and we talk high school football in all classes, including the Guthrie Bluejays. Be sure to join us then. Until next time, we hope you enjoy the 2024 football season.